Today's AskReddit post. What has a 100% chance of happening in the next 50 years? Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one. Let's get started. Halley's Comet. Rolling Stones final tour. If you had asked me in 1974, when I was 19, if I thought the Stones would still be doing live shows 50 years from now, I would have asked for some of what you were smoking cause it's the good poop. Close bracket. You're 69. Nice. Another anniversary edition of Skyrim and maybe a 50% chance of Elder Scrolls 6 being released in that period. Optimistic on 6 there pal. I stopped waiting for 6 after Fallout 76, Blades, and Starfield. I just can't bring myself to believe that Bethesda can make good games anymore. I'm looking forward to Skywind much more instead. YouTube will somehow manage to get even worse terms of service agreements. In 2074, YouTube's terms of service will just be a single checkbox that says, I surrender my firstborn child, apostrophe, don't have kids, nothing to pay. People will be complaining about the music of that day and look back at everything before that with rose-colored glasses. I can't wait to be nostalgic for quarantine. As a salaried employee, it was ducking amazing. In 50 years, teenagers will be rolling their eyes at their parents' ancient 2020s memes while using slang that makes it sound like Shakespeare. Me dying. A well-known YouTuber/streamer will be ousted for having an illicit relationship with one or more underage fans. Trillionaires coming into existence. Becoming common knowledge is probably more correct. Okay, explain this to me like I'm 5. Where/how does somebody Loki stash $1 trillion? A cesium-133 atom will transition between energy states 14, 504, 869, 817, 247, 600, 000 times. How many times a second is that? 9, 192, 631, 770. A deepfake of a politician being mistaken for an actual political statement. That's already happening, at least enough to convince older people. Asterisk, I know what I saw. It was Joe Biden saying he was going to imprison conservatives in femboy Hooters. They're going to round us up. I knew it. Asterisk. I've heard they are making some great strides in Alzheimer's research. Maybe something good can turn out with that in 50 years. I like your positive post. I agree. And it's nice to read something uplifting, as this thread is predicting 95% negative outcomes. George R.R. Martin still won't have finished the Game of Thrones books. I came here full laughs not tears. It'll rain. Source: clouds. The Leafs not winning the Stanley Cup, I like to think the pain has made me stronger. Countries like Japan, Italy, and Germany, among others, will likely continue to experience an aging population, which could impact everything from the workforce to healthcare systems. The axis of aging. Another war in the Middle East. Does it still count as another one if it just never ends? In fairness to the Middle East and all the countries in it, France and England had a war that they called the 100 Years' War that lasted much longer than 100 years. And Rome and Carthage fought 3, at least 2, Punic Wars. It's the way of people and regions in general. The Earth revolving around the sun 50 times. What if the sun explodes? We go back in time 22 minutes. The worst hurricane in history. The worst hurricane in history. So far. Calm down, Homer. Joe Biden and Donald Trump will both die. GTA 6 will be released. Debatable. More disappointment. Maybe you'll be able to be disappointed on Mars though. Drake getting arrested for crimes against women and children. And music. And haircuts. Mick Jagger still going strong. Not Mick Keefe. At home medical diagnosis. We are going to have testing machines or blood samplers that will tell us what's wrong, and we'll teleconference with doctors and won't have to leave our homes. The last living Holocaust survivor, WWII veteran, and Korean War veteran will all pass away. No Vietnam War veteran will be alive either. The youngest Vietnam War veteran was born in 1957, so in 50 years would be 117. Very improbable that there will be any survivors of that age. Someone who fought in the first Iraq/Kuwait war would be 100. The number remaining will be in single digits. Wars over water. This is both the most realistic and the most terrifying. I'm dumb and thought they meant like wars fought at sea, which doesn't sound so bad. Pensions will be a thing of the past, and most people will not be able to retire before their funeral. Future plans. Monday, work Tuesday, work Wednesday, work overtime. Then die off the clock at home Thursday, half day off for the funeral Friday, work regularly Saturday, make up for the missed half day on Thursday. A depression of unseen proportions around the world. Have you seen the proportion of my depression? You have to earn that bed divot. Someone will find a number greater than 41, 345, 576, 234, 835, 483, 487, 148, 145, 137, 134, 456, 852, 654, 951, 121, 41, 345, 576, 234, 835, 483, 487, 148, 145, 137, 134, 456, 852, 654, 951, 122. You're a genius. A TikToker landing on Mars. Never to be heard of again. Can we vote for a specific TikToker to be involuntarily sent to Mars? Picking a single one would be too difficult. Send them all. I will die. 127 is out of the realm of possibility. The struggle to survive with greedy companies is going to hit a tipping point. Everything is getting more expensive, while the wages we are paid stay relatively the same. It's already a serious problem, and it will only get worse. We all know this. Chances of the tipping point will be way before we hit the 50-year mark. The sun will rise every single day, guaranteed. Unless you're in Alaska during the winter, then good luck. Or Antarctica. Ownership term will slowly disappear in poor and middle class, and everything will be subscription based. That's more like the next 20 years. Yeah, 20 to 30 I see buying a house to start becoming literally impossible outside of inheritance or very high earners. Climate refugees become a major issue. The hottest year on record. At least 50 times, if I had to guess. Another pandemic. Fingers crossed I get another year or two off work. MySpace will make an epic comeback. You can hit me up on my Methatic in MySpace. And if you wanna bump, let's go. Tottenham still haven't won a trophy. Lads, it's Tottenham. Ads will get integrated into cars' heads-up displays and other items. Even if you've purchased them, you will also be forced to watch an ad at the gas pump before it will be able to deliver the gas you will also pay for. Error. Please drink verification can to continue. It will be 2074. Quantum computers will crack all kinds of encryption in milliseconds. And no password is truly safe. The only secure method would be a biometric anal probe that the users have to insert into their anus to authenticate any transaction. Lubricant company stocks will go to the moon. Lubricant company stocks will go to the moon. You're thinking too small. They'll soar all the way to Uranus. My parents will pass on. I'm gonna have a poo. Hot take. Shit take. Advertisements will become more invasive. You'll be driving to work and hit a mandatory road checkpoint where your vehicle is disabled to watch a 60-second ad for the NordVPN Manscaped Testicle Trimmer Slim Wallet presented by Liberty Mutual Car Insurance. Then it is enabled again and you can continue driving. Brought to you in a partnership with BetterHelp. Wars, famines, plagues, floods, droughts, earthquakes, and cicadas. Trillions of cicadas. The evil, corrupt people who are tormenting us now will be dead, and instead we'll have a new generation of evil and corrupt people to torment us. Hopefully Tool will release an album. Maynard says he's writing for an album for Tool, APC, and Puscifer in the next 18 months. Bro, you actually watched the whole video. I'd give you a high five if I was a human. Make sure to click the like button and subscribe for more great content. See you next time.